Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I'm going to be doing a review impressions of a knife I've had for a while. This is the Hinderer Knives Project X. Yeah, this is the X one, and it does have some fancy stuff on it, so let's talk about this. Alright, today I'm looking at the Hinderer Knives Project X. This is a cool knife. It's a beautiful knife as far as I'm concerned. That's made by Hinderer Knives. Rick Hinderer is the designer for this one. He's the one that does the XM18, XM24. Really, really wonderful, wonderful knives. I've owned, though, not the XM24, but I've had the XM18. I had a Jurassic, an Eklipse. All really, really great knives. This is a cool knife as well. It is a big boy. It's a big knife. So I like it. I like it a lot. I just don't carry it a lot. I don't, because it's so big. I mean, I think it's cool. I love pulling it out of the case and saying, "Woo, look at this nice knife." It does flip well. It's beautiful. It's got really wonderful action and everything. Nice control drop shut. Everything's really wonderful about it. But yeah, so let's talk about this. So the knife name is the Project X. This is a new design. I believe it's based off of maybe what the XM18 and Eklipse came to. Brand new design. He uses hex screws and all of these. And by the way, there's a tool right here. This tool comes off as well. I don't have the hands to do it. I need a plastic loop or something to pull it out. Maybe a pin could probably do it. So yeah, let's use this little part right here. You could probably pull it out with this. No? Will it come out? It's a little stronger than that. So I guess you need a little more strength than that. Yeah, there we go. Oops, there's the tool. So it's spring loaded. This is the tool that'll go in here and it'll actually tighten these pivots. And then even the small little screw will go right in here, right? And so all those things work really nice. Oh, sorry, it goes right in here to work the clip as well. So that's pretty cool. Now, I keep it on here. It just stays right in there. You can just pop it down and it's the tool with it, so you don't have to worry about having a tool with you. It also works as a nice back spacer. This also has the added Hinderer knives. This is a Hinderer original horse titanium scale, and typically, you know, they run $200, but the horse is $250. The knife itself is around $500. That's what they've been running lately. I also put the Lynch Northwest milled deep pocket titanium clip on there. This is another $85, $90, depending with shipping and handling and stuff. So it is pretty cool. It does have a steel bar insert over travel stop in there. You can see that right there. Beautiful chamfering all the way around. Very comfortable. The texture is great. This is traditional Hinderer knives texturing. It's not chamfered, but it's a flat grind, but it's beautifully chamfered all the way around. This is not sharp. This is not sharp. Work goes in and out of the pocket beautifully. Comfortable in the hand. Big aggressive chimping up there. Definitely works with gloves or not. So that's really nice. Big bold blade here, which I think is fantastic. You got the Hinderer logo over there. USA S45VN blade steel on this side. It is polished stone washed. Got a beautiful finish. Nice wedge on top, more decorative than anything, but still beautiful. Nice place to put your thumb for a big push cut. Jimping to hold, really nice aggressively. Getting your hand in there, get a good grip, good presentation. I have large hands with big meaty fingers, so this is about the same size of extra large hands with regular size fingers. A double extra large hands with, you know, thinner, skinnier fingers about right here. So we'll talk about measurements here in just a second. But it is a frame lock, like I said. It has a flipper, it opens. That's typically the way you open it. Now, I can get a middle finger reverse flick if I can get in there. Let me see here. Can I get in there? Yeah. It's a little dry right now. It's a little cold, so it's kind of hard. I got to get a little traction on my finger here. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. So you can kind of get a middle finger reverse flick. Can I do it left-handed? Normally, I could do it left-handed. I don't know why I'm not. Here, hold on. All right, I'll do it left-handed over here. It's just really dry today. But when it's not all dry and cold and everything, it does flick a little nicer. But the flipper works really well. This is I think it's a better flipper than the one that on the XM18. It's not aggressive, doesn't come up as much. You can do the push button on this one here. So you just come in here, that works. And then you can also do the light switch on this guy, right? And that works as well. And you do clear the detent, by the way, right there. So as long as I let it drop all the way down there, I'm cleared with the detent. If you got gargantuan fingers and you try to clear it up here, that's where the detent is going to be right there. You got to get right about right there to clear. And that's right where my fingertip is, so I can catch it and then drop it one hand. So I do that, and then it drops really nicely, right? Oh, that works well. I like that. I like that a lot. It's caged bearings, but it's the tri-way system. You notice that's a little symbol here. They have phosphor bronze. They have the Teflon, and then they had their cage bearings, which were steel cage ball bearings. I don't know if he makes them himself, but I always get Skiffs. Skiffs are, you know, I like to say it's the custom knife maker kind of fairy dust in every knife. And a lot of custom knife makers are using Skiffs nowadays. They don't even make their own anymore because that really is one of the best out there, if not the best. There's a few knife makers I think are comparable in their cage bearings. Like I think Herman, Sher Goroff, and probably Hog House. I've been kind of comparing theirs with Skiffs. Skiffs and Hog House, they almost feel identical in their Model T, by the way, which is kind of cool. So I'm pleasantly surprised with that. Really, really nice. But you put Skiffs in here, you get that just beautiful control drop shut here, and it does just really do what I like it to do. You could tighten this a little bit, and it could be more of a shake shut if you're a shake shut kind of person. You like that shake shut. If you want it to be guillotine, I think you could very well have this as guillotine. But I like it where no blade play, no pivot lash, which if you have pivot lash, Skiffs usually fixes that. And let's listen to that detent, nice and clickety. Hear it again. I'll do it this way, facing the microphone. Ready? There we go. Nice and clickety. No detent lash. Beautifully dead nut centered. Yep. Works really, really wonderful. Engagement up here, we're good 25, 30% right there. Solid in there, which is really nice. Yeah. How does it open and close? It is the flipper. You do have a bonus sort of flick if it's not super dry, right? At least for me. The blade is beautiful. It is like a little clip point, and this technically is a clip point. So it almost looks harpoonish right here because it's a little cutaway, but it's a clip point, right? So that's nice. I like that shape. This is more of a traditional kind of a Rick Hinderer, you know, blade looking shape. I like it a lot. Let's do some measurements. How much does this guy weigh? Because I do have the titanium scales on this one, so it's not going to be light. I guarantee you that. This is going to have a little bit of weight to it. So let's see, what are we dealing with? Yeah, almost 7 ounces, 6.9 ounces. So if you like big knives, you like heavy knives, you're in luck. This is going to be one of those. It's also not a small knife, so let's measure this. Pretty sure this is well over 8 inches. Yeah, we're at 8 5/8, so a pretty large knife. 8 5/8, definitely not just 8 or 7.5. So that's the case. All right, grip wise, you have in here, if you go straight to the inside, you have 3 3/4. If you have one finger you want to get on the outside, you probably could get up to maybe 4 1/4 of an inch. You can't really choke up here. I think it's kind of dangerous. I mean, there is jimping there. It holds you from it, but be careful. That choil could cut you, so I kind of avoid that. The blade shape from the tip to the back is going to be 3 5/8. The actual cutting length is just under 3 5/8, between 3 1/2 and 3 5/8. So I want to say 3 9/16 probably. So there you go. All right, let's look at the blade stock thickness. This is going to be a thick boy. It's not a skinny blade. I will tell you that. We are in the Herman territory here, so let's measure this guy. 165 thousandths of an inch, almost close to, you know, 1/5 of an inch, right? That's big. It's a big, thick, hardy blade. They call it a slicer. I mean, it's not the slicer cut here, but it is a you know, the clip point. But it does come down relatively to a nice edge. This polished stone wash is really nice and smooth. It'll go through a lot of things. Reminds me of the number 2 in Holt Blade Works. They have a number 2 grind, number 1, and a polish, right? So this, yeah, I don't know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Definitely has some refined touches. This is definitely a mid-tech. They do have a few customs that they do in their shop still, but this would definitely be in the mid-tech. This is, you know, kind of mass-produced, but definitely has some hands-on, hand-assembled, hand-tuned, hand-sharpened things that go on here, so it keeps it in the mid-tech category, especially at the price range, right? I think the price range is reasonable. They haven't jumped up in their prices like so many people have. I mean, they've gone up some, but it's not crazy. So I'm very grateful for that. I think it's a good value for the dollar. It's S45VN blade steel, which is my recommended blade steel. Get S45VN blade steel for every one of their knives. I would recommend that over anything else. Don't get, just my 2 cents, I wouldn't get the Magna Cut, and I wouldn't get anything else, the 20 CV. I think S45VN, they heat treat that, they treat it well. It's really their best steel. My 2 cents on that. Take it for what it's worth, but that's my recommendation on that. All right, so we did that. Blade stock thickness. What is this? What does this fall into? This definitely falls into the custom mid-tech category. $500 base, $250 with this, $750. Put that on there. We're getting at $825 with the skiffs. We're at about $850. So $850 for this knife. This is absolutely in the custom mid-tech range right here, right? So I think it's worth it. I think it's well made. I think it's a knife you can have for life. This is one and done kind of knife here if you get one of these. I absolutely believe you could be super happy, use this for the rest of your life kind of knife. It's that solid. So yeah. What's the purpose? The EDC hard use collection piece? Absolutely could be EDC. Every knife I buy, I EDC, even if it's a collection piece. Now, is it a safe queen? For some people, it might be. It might be a safe queen, but every knife I like to carry. And if I don't carry it, I sell it. So it becomes a catch and release. This might be a catch and release because I've actually had this for a while and I've not been carrying it at all. So I'm kind of sad about that. But anyways, still a really cool knife. Still very much enjoy this. But that being said, I would say that, yeah, hard use. Yeah, I think this one could absolutely be hard use. I think it'd be great. Great. And oh, I did tell you that I put those on there, and I actually have them over here. Let me show you what it came with. The scales, if I can get them out. This one, I actually found it came with the orange G10. So if you would rather have orange G10, you could put those on. That certainly might be a little lighter. It does have a liner in that, and this is titanium liner, so that's kind of cool. Something to keep in mind. That's certainly something that could be done with them, right? Again, here's the original clip that comes with it. It's not as deep pocket as this one is. So if you wanted something like that, you could definitely go back to the original clip that did come with it. So there you go. Ergos and feel, handle, everything. Feels solid. It's got a beautiful, really classic shape to me. This is like, this just is beefy, strong, solid knife. I love it. Handles are great. The scales, I love the titanium, the Rick Hinderer, the Hinderer knives. Milling on here, the texture feels really solid. Hand doesn't feel like it's going to slip out, jimping, everything like that. It's nice. The opening and closing is solid. It flips really, really well, right? The light switch works really well. It's got a nice sound to it, very traditional Hinderer kind of opening and closing sound. Really good access to the lock bar. It's a little chamfered there. It's radiused, but you know what? It's not sharp. It doesn't stick out and cut into you, and it's cut away over there, and the lock bar is not so tight that it hurts your fingers, so it's pretty comfortable, right? And you could tune this if you find, I like my knives to kind of have a controlled drop shut. And I don't like crazy, crazy detents. Some people love really crazy, sick, ridiculous detents. If that's your cup of tea, you could take it apart. You could tighten that lock bar just a bit. I might have just gently tuned this for more like of a custom knife feel, but that may not be for everybody, right? I do like that. So jimping we talked about, we got that. Open and close. Lanyard, there's not really a lanyard loop on this one. No, not really. So, you know, unless you go through the clip or something, I guess, but not really. So there you go. Overall feel, I like it. I like it. It's just sad it's not a knife I carry. So, and I have a rule. If I don't carry it, it's a catch and release. And so that's probably what this is going to be. But I want somebody to enjoy it. And you know, if a knife brings me joy, it stays in my collection. If it doesn't, you know, I mean, still beautiful, still appreciate it, no question asked. Absolutely think this is a fantastic knife, no questions asked. Overall, I love the opening and closing. I love how it feels. What's the fidget factor? Well, you've got the flip. The flipper works really, really well. It does work both as a push button and it works both as a light switch. Those work really well. And if it's warm enough and you get enough, see, I'm having a little trouble here. Come on. Why? It's because it's so dry in here. It's really cold out today. So here, see if I can get my, I kid you not, I was doing this when it's, come on. Why am I having so much? Okay, I kid you not. It does work. There we go. I just need a little traction, right? A little traction there. There we go. All right. But when it's not dry as all get out and you have to put chapstick on every 5-10 minutes, it flips. It has a nice bonus flick. And I can actually do it both sides, and I can't do it right now for whatever reason. So there you go. You may like that. You may not. You may want it to be a flipper only. I think it could do well to put thumb studs on here. I think it would look really cool. And the thumb studs, if they were lined right there coming up, I think it would be really cool to have thumb studs. I really do. And I think those thumb studs would probably be right there. And if we open that, yeah, it would be right there. It would probably still be out of the, they'd be out of the cutting path for sure. Yeah, for sure. Because we're coming up, we're right there. And yeah, you're out of the path, right? So it's a flat grind, not all the way full flat, swedge, all the good stuff we talked about. So, you know, there you go. So what I give it as a fidget factor. It's a flipper, it's got the bonus. I'm going to give it, typically a fixed blade is a 1. A good flipper can be a 3, you know. It's got a little bonus flick, so I'm going to give it a 3.5. It's not a solid 4. I'm giving it a 3.5. But we'll round it up to a 4. But it's really a 3.5, okay? Out of that 3.5, technically, 4 if we round it, what's a fidgety goodness? I'm going to give this a 98. It's an A+, but it's not 100. Why is it not 100? Because I can't get the stupid, middle finger flick thing to work. That's the only reason. It's a personal frustration of mine. On a warmer day and it's not so cold, yeah, it works usually pretty fine. It might be 100 that day. I don't know, right? That's all personal. That's a personal opinion. So you can take that for what you want. Love the stone wash on here. Love the finish and everything that's going on around here. The hardware, you got all those hex screws. It's a captive pivot. Love that. All that stuff is really cool. Works really well. Same screw on both sides. Kind of got a little uniformity there going on. Love these little screws over here. They fit well. Same tool works in these guys as well, so you can disassemble it like that. Yeah, so 98, not quite 100, just because I couldn't middle finger reverse flick it. That's why I took 2 points off, right? All right, overall, is it recommended? Absolutely recommend. I think it's a great knife. I think you could do far worse in a knife, and I think if you get one of these, you will very much enjoy it. If you like Hinderer knives, you will unbelievably love it. If you just think it looks cool and you like big knives, I think you'll really, really, really like this. You could even love it, right? But I think it's a great knife. Absolutely great knife. I highly recommend it. I like it. Love to hear your thoughts, your ideas, your feedback, whatever. If you own one of these, have owned one of these, want to own one of these, what do you think about it? All right. Appreciate you guys watching. Hey, thanks again to everybody out there. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps me out, produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone who watches the videos, who likes the videos, who enjoys the content, who is part of the live stream, who comments, who subscribes, who's a member. I appreciate every one of you guys out there. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button as well down below so you can be notified of future content like this video. And a big shout out, thank you to all my channel members. I appreciate your support of the channel and me. There's times you're like my workout buddy. You keep me going. There's times I may not want to keep going. I don't do this full time. I do this part time. So you are a huge encouragement. I thank you for that. Also, I don't know, you allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to. So I really appreciate that as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The other thing is, I like to do 2 special things. You've been so generous to me. I want to be generous back. I do 2 exclusive things for my channel members. I do a once a month members giveaway. It's usually a knife, a special knife, definitely nicer than the weekly budget giveaway that I like to do for everyone. So I do a budget giveaway for everyone, all the people part of the live stream. But for the members, once a month, it's kind of an exclusive giveaway just for you guys. So just know that. The other thing is also I like to give all new channel members or anybody who's a channel member currently who's never gotten a channel sticker, never asked for one, but you do decide to reach out to me, I'd like to give you all a channel sticker and a little note saying thank you. So if you that sounds interesting, you'd want one of those, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail it to you, right? All I ask is that you're currently a channel member and that either you became a brand new channel member or you've been a channel member all this time or became a channel member again and you just never asked for a sticker. You never gotten a sticker. Then please email me. If you've gotten one, you're all set, right? You're all set. Unless you became an Uber nerd. And if you became an Uber nerd, that means you jumped up to the top tier. There's a special sticker for you guys. So just know that. All right. If any of that sounds interesting, like, hey, I'd like to become a member just because I think Rob's cool. Or, hey, I'd like to get into that giveaway. Or, hey, I love stickers. Or, hey, I just want to help. Well, I appreciate it if you do. There's a link down below in the description for three different tiers. Love to have you, any level. Please don't ever feel obligated. Just do it if you want to. But I would be honored if you did. And I'm so appreciative. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, if you want to do that and you become a channel member, I just want you to know I'm grateful. Again, thank you to everyone out there. I really greatly appreciate all of your kindness, your support of the channel. I appreciate how you support the channel and everything that you do. So thank you to you guys out there. If you haven't already, check me out over also on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.